It is Russell and Hunter's the Brewmance. That guy right there is Rob Hunter. Who the hell knows where he's at, bud? Just want to throw it out there. Where you at right now?
Yeah, still in Florida, Orlando. Different location, but in Orlando.
Oh, because you wanted to see all of Orlando, so just get a different view?
Lady
How long are you going to be in
Brewmance
Orlando?
I leave tomorrow morning. I land in Phoenix at sometime in the early afternoon, and then I go to Stagecoach on Wednesday. So I'm home for 15 hours, and then I go on the road again for 3-4 more days, and then I come back for 2 days, and then I go back to Miami. So, life's on the move.
Awesome. I went to Prescott.
Hey, Prescott's nice. Prescott's
that rodeo was fun, man. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
I have a lot of ideas about the rodeo, by the way. But I am kind of getting out and about. Rob will be surprised that I do leave for the house for something other than hunting and fishing. I've been on, by the way, since you've been gone, bro, I've been on 5 hikes. Count them.
Wow.
5. Mm-hmm.
You're a hiker now.
Apparently, it's a thing. Dude, I have a Camelback.
Wow.
Dude, I have hiking shoes. I have trail shoes.
What brand did you get?
Asics. No. Yeah, Asics.
All right.
They're rad. They feel really good. Yeah.
He's also got a haircut, looking all extra.
I'm trying. Well, it's the summertime. Oh, it'll be back to the lettuce will be back where it was. It just is what it is. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, right. So okay. Now, what you drinking?
I'm having some scotch.
Okay, I'm just doing hop tea again.
Nice.
Okay. I went to the movies too. So Rob now knows that I went to a movie theater and I've been hiking. So things are changing here in the Russell world. But I did go see Civil War. Yeah. Interesting to see in my tribe who didn't understand what this movie was, literally thought it was a biopic about the Civil War. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm not going to go watch I'm not going to spend $13 a ticket to go see some biopic on the Civil War. This is about basically the United States engulfed in a civil war. And I got to tell you, wildly underwhelmed.
I $13 a ticket though.
Oh yeah, easy.
Oh,
I'm sure they are. I know you go to the Dollar Theater up the road from you. I get that, but Harkins Charles Harkins does.
I don't even remember the last time I went to the movie theater. It's not because I don't want to go see movies. I just haven't been to the movie theater.
Yeah, the bars are a game changer. The bars in the Harkins is just a game changer. What's up, Grizz? It is just a game changer. So a nice little IPA. They got local stuff. They got Copper State. They got, it's good. It's good. And there's a no tip zone. So you don't, tip, they just hand you beer. So that's pretty solid.
Dude, I'm tired of tip guilt. I went, in this resort thing we're staying at where Amy's speaking, they have a little restaurant. And all I do is make you a pizza. And they're like, tip. I'm like, why is everybody asking me for a tip?
Yeah.
I didn't have you deliver it to my room. If you delivered to my room, I'd give you a tip.
Amen.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You pour it like this.
Exactly. And that's why I think that the guilt tipping is just out of control. And it's hurting the service industry more than it's helping it. If you get rid of guilt tipping, you're going to have more people going out and doing things and keep people having better security in their job and probably getting paid a little more for being there instead of the $250 or whatever the heck they force them to make as a server. People don't understand. It's like how many people are losing their job in California right now because the minimum wage for fast food up to $20.
Unless you're a Newsome owned restaurant or a buddy of Newsome owned restaurant, you don't have to pay that $20 minimum wage. Weird.
But then you get to go grandstand and say, in the interest of fairness, I will go ahead and pay my employees $20 an hour. By the way, all half of you're fired. Okay, great. Let's move on. $20 an hour for all my people. A robot will now serve your sandwich.
Thanks a lot, Elon, for the robot.
There's a family-owned Chinese food place up the road that has a robot rolling to the tables.
Really? We need to go there. We need to check it
out.
No,
we don't. What do you mean we need to go there?
Yeah, I want to go check it out. I want to see how it works.
They literally hit the button and the thing just rolls up and you just take the plates off it. You take the plates off it yourself. It just comes to your table and hangs out until you're done pulling stuff off of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think you can summon it back and put your plates on it. Like it busts it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. 75% tip for a good experience. We're going to Lynn's house. Lynn, I would like to come bring you dinner. So I'm down with that.
The biggest tip I ever got was over 100%. It was like a $37 check. I got a $45 tip. It was a nice old couple, Olive Garden. And I just chatted with them and they just apparently appreciated that. And everybody at the restaurant was like, this must be a mistake. I'm like, it's called good service, fool.
Yeah. And old people love Rob and I. I don't know why. They just love us. And that's funny. I just turned 49, so I'm actually getting up there in the old people realm. So basically, old people love us. I'm their peer.
True.
I become their peer out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this was supposed to be a very veiled attempt at Trump taking a third term and disbanding the FBI. And there was one very intense scene in the movie, and it was really good. That was entertaining and really bit me. But that was it. And it literally felt like I watched the middle of a movie. There was no beginning and no end. Just that was it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have seen that just because of all the hype about it. But now I'm good. I'll wait till it's streaming on one of my many streaming services, and maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah, you'll get it done in an hour and a half. It's just it's really not it's not a big time investment. But like I said, if it like the half hour, like a 2.5 hour movie, like the half hour at the beginning and the half hour at the end was missing. So it was an hour and a half. And this had an opportunity to be absolutely huge. Had a little bit of a Hunger Games vibe in there for a while, like the elites were hanging out at a bar, that kind of thing while the Civil War was going on. It's just weird. Like the capital city kind of vibe from Hunger Games. I'm a nerd, whatever. I know what the Hunger Games is all about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've read all the books, including the new one. The new one's
You sound like you're singing a country song. You're getting a little twitchy on the interwebs there, buddy.
All
right, so yeah, while Rob's getting twitchy on the interwebs, let's jump into this because there's a lot to get covered here. How about this? The Biden administration, they had this photo op at this gas station out on the East Coast called Sheetz. SHEETZ, Sheet. Okay, yeah, I guess we're back up. The whole system went wonky there. So, oh, wow. Yeah, now he's gone. Right. Thanks, guys. No, we really appreciate you guys doing that, but letting us know that that's going on because it just drops. It just literally just dropped and said, try again. I'm like, try what again?
Yeah, right. And I can't even tell on my end whether or not I'm like, okay, is Mike gone or am I gone? I don't really know.
And I've got the I don't know, my router can take down the Death Star. Like it's the very best there is. So hopefully our all of our audio and stuff will come back online, but I will make an attempt at that. The Biden administration is now suing that gas station. And I like Elon Musk's quote on this. He said, just when you thought Sheetz biggest problem was dealing with an unfortunate brand name.
Not anymore.
Sheetz. No, they are actually being sued by the Biden administration. Take a listen.
Is being sued over its hiring practices. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed the suit this morning. It claims that the way Sheetz bases employment on criminal records disproportionately screens out Black, Native American, and other multiracial applicants, and that this violates federal law. The suit does not accuse Sheetz of being motivated by race when making hiring decisions. We have reached out to Sheetz for comment, but so far we have not heard back.
Yeah,
Did you see the sign, though? Did you see the sign? It said $1.99 for a gallon of gas. How old is that footage? 9 years?
Yeah, there's some B-roll, some old school B-roll right there. That was back from the Trump days. Okay, it's back from the Trump days for sure. That's Trump gas prices right there. Energy independence. By the way, in the Civil War movie, that was my biggest takeaway. My biggest takeaway from the Civil War movie is gas was $4.05. I said gas is 50 cents cheaper during a civil war than it is right now. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But Rob, this is just teed up for you. I mean, come on. They take on a company because of their hiring practice, which once again they say that if you have a criminal record, that's going to disproportionately impact Black and brown communities.
That in and of itself is racist, but then again, it's Joe Biden, who has a long history of racism. So it ties in, but beyond that, right? It's using the power of the office because they embarrass the president. Biden probably has no clue that this is going on, but his cronies do in the Department of Justice. Like, well, now's a good time to open up an investigation. And look, nothing will come of this, but it is going to be an annoyance to Sheets because now they have to defend it. They got to get their lawyers out in it. So their legal costs are going to go up. And that's exactly by design. It's now called lawfaring. A lot of people are accusing the government of doing it against Donald Trump. But this is why. Because if you're powerful, you have money and you have good lawyers and you bring a lawsuit, the other side automatically has to defend it. In fact, in business circles everywhere in the United States, they always say there's a certain level of success, you will get sued by someone because that's America. Someone always wants to take the easy road. And in the Biden's case, be racist at the same time.
I'm going to give my first real estate broker, because I was in real estate for a hot minute. Why? Because my grandfather told me I would be. And I say, okay, I'm going to do that. My first broker, God love him. It looks like if Mr. T and Chris Farley had a kid, that's what it would look like. Wow. Not kidding.
Gold chain?
Chains for days. Big beard. He wore a cutoff tuxedo shirt, like a little tuxedo, white tuxedo shirt, cut off at the sleeves, like a tank top, and sweatpants and big white tennis shoes. And he had like this little man purse he carried around with him. He was just a character and a half. Anywho, that was one of his quotes. I give him credit about that. He goes, you have not reached success until somebody sues you. And I didn't understand what that was. They said, well, first of all, at its most basic level, someone has to think you have enough to be sued for.
Yeah.
If they know you broke as a joke, they're not going to sue you. If they assume you have success and you have the riches that come with that success, then they sue.
Biggie Smalls said it best: "Mo money, mo problems." Unfortunately, Puff Daddy was in that video too, so he knows.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to the today's quote from P. Diddy. Oh, that's not. Yeah, still no word from P. Diddy. Gone. Yeah, not a peep.
Nah.
Not a sound. Yeah.
Not talking about that one. Mm-mm.
No, I don't think anybody. I think Rob was right on this when he said that literally nothing will happen of this. All the investigations will expose a lot of people, and they'll be.
They donate to politicians, and when you donate that much to politicians, you get a certain level of protection. Doesn't matter the side, doesn't matter which party you belong to. That's the game.
Oh, speaking of a game, if I can just pivot here, bud. I have to go ahead and eat some crow here.
Uh-oh.
I have to admit I was wrong. It's been 15-ish, 16-ish years. Y'all and I, we've been hanging out and talking on radio and doing this. And the whole damn time I said, yeah, the climate does change. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand. It's not man-made. Well, damn. UAE proved me wrong, didn't they? Holy mackerel, yes, because we went and screwed with Mother Nature. We went and screwed with God. 16 countries involved in, cloud seeding? And now God's pissed. Yeah, good luck. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. Climate change, everything's going on. Yep, we caused it. Cloud seeding. There's your exhibit A is cloud seeding.
Humans gonna humans, people gonna people, as my mom says, right? It's like we always got to meddle in things. Like we had a conversation with Schweikert a couple of weeks ago about bringing the woolly mammoth back. Why?
Yeah, right.
No, sorry, it's gone. It's a shame, but it's dead. We shouldn't resurrect it.
No, you done jacked. You if we know anything about this earth, and I saw one of the biggest greenies of greenies, one of the Greenpeace dudes. He basically just said, don't worry with this climate change. We're the ones that's not going to be fine. The earth will be fine. And that's probably the only true thing he said in this entire interview. The earth is the best at regulating the earth, just like you are the best at regulating yourself, your body, your mind, your talents, your growth. You are the best at that. The earth is the best at that too. When we go screw that up and start jacking with clouds of all things, y'all, come on. Okay, Dubai. I would fish the hell out of Dubai right now, man. There's got to be I don't know. There's got to be fishing there somewhere. I'd go down the streets, pay with gold, and fish.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Have you seen Dubai?
Yeah, I have.
It's underwater.
I saw a plane landing or trying to land at the very beginning of it. And I'm like, ooh, not normally.
Dude, there's rivers of ice that are just full. It looks like lava their flow. Like they have done screwed up the entire like region.
Well, and all the digging.
And my F-150 is getting called out.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that just goes to show you. This is why I don't listen to climate change debates, because no one knows enough to be an expert on how the Earth works. I'm sorry, we're pretty smart as humans, but not as smart as the Earth.
Right.
And that, I saw this yesterday in Phoenix, 100 degrees at the airport, or maybe it was 2 days ago. Oh, it's the 13 degrees above normal. Yeah, but we've been below normal for the last 2.5 months. This was a cold-ass winter for us. It was freezing. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Do you ever feel bad, kind of along those lines? Do you ever feel bad, Robbie? The things we hear from David Schweikert, our good friend, and he's become our good friend because he's probably one of 4 people in D.C. that are actually trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. And
he's an open book, and he doesn't hide anything, doesn't sugarcoat anything. Do you ever feel bad when you have to tell your friends stuff that he's told us? Like, yeah, I hate to be the one to break it to you. This happened to me the other day. And I was asked, do you think interest rates are ever going to go back down to like 2 or 3? And I said, no, because apparently interest rates are where they're supposed to be historically, like right now, like 6, 7, like 5 is a good interest rate. Remember, you used to have get an ARM, an adjustable rate mortgage, you get a 5. And but that was when it was normal. Like 2 was, what did he call it? Artificially low interest rates. So they're just not going to go back. And I felt like a jackass. I felt terrible.
Well, especially if you're trying to buy a home and you're used to low interest rates, or you want to sell your home and buy a new home. You're like, why would I? My current interest rate right now is 1.99%.
Yeah.
I'm never selling that house. I'm like, why would I? Just losing money, giving it to a bank.
Yeah, free money right now. That's leverage. That's exactly what that is. And Lynn said pan for gold. Yeah, definitely pan for gold. That'd be a great idea. Hey, here's a funny thing, ABC and me. That was my mom and dad and my grandparents' favorite hobby to do together.
Really?
They would load up in the RV and go to whatever river, and they had the whole whatever sleuth box or whatever you call that thing, and they had the pans and they had the brushes and they had all this stuff. They just loved it. They just thought it was just such a cool thing to do. And it was a hobby. I mean, it wasn't a get rich thing. It was just, let's find some damn gold.
First time I came to Arizona, I was 14 years old with a family. And we did that somewhere up north. I don't remember exactly where, but it was part of our adventure. Got the little sifters out. You're looking for flecks of gold. It was a fun time.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Never found the gold, but it's okay.
Yeah, you get a lot of that pyrite, that fool's gold, and you're like, oh my God, this pan is full of gold.
Exactly.
Like, no, it's not. How do you know? I don't know. It's floating.
Yeah, and it's
just
you go to try to sell it, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Here's a penny, kid. Go away.
Take it to Republic Monitor. How about this? Look, you can hear it if you shake it. It's in there, I promise.
Make it into a ring for me. It'll be fine.
Yeah, do something. My pinky ring, something classy. I mean, come on.
I tried to convince Amy that I was going to get a pinky ring. She was like, no, you're not. I'm like, but it would look so cool. You're listening to Bruno Mars. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. I'm like, I want a pinky ring to put it up to the moon. No, not
Biggie said, put your rollies in the sky, wave them side to side, and keep your hands high. No, but I can't have a rollie right now. Rob, not in the cards.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. I'm not spending. I'll never spend $10,000 on a watch again. Sorry.
I could have 100 million.
Been there, done that.
Do it.
Nope. Got my little Garmin right here. We good. Life's happy. Rob doesn't even wear a watch.
I don't even wear it half the time. I'm like,
you wore it for a little while there.
Yeah, but then you got to charge it all the time. I'm like, ugh.
All right, tell me why this is making news, Rob. Tell me what's happening here. Oh, wait. I'm trying to get it on. I can't get it on there.
I have to do it.
There we go. Oh,
I my family after every game. So.
Please welcome Caitlin Clark.
It's the cringeworthy moment at Caitlin Clark's first press conference with the Indiana Fever. Off camera, a reporter makes Caitlin's signature heart hands gesture.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so
well,
cool.
It's what he says next that's causing controversy.
Start doing it to me and we'll be able to get along just fine.
He said, what?
Start doing it to me and we'll be able to get along just fine. So
the audience awkwardly laughs, but look.
No, the audience laughed because it was funny. It was actually a nerd. Like, what? Why is this? Why is this news? Are we that? Is the world going so swimmingly right now? Is everything going? Did we fix everything over there in Israel? Did we fix everything over in Ukraine? That we're good? We're just going to make this is going to make headlines now. He said, "What?"
Yeah. Well, this is my big problem with the media, because Caitlin Clark is now popular. Caitlin Clark, the women's basketball player, the basketball game that she played in the women's college final outdrew the men in ratings, supposedly.
Yeah.
Ratings are a bunch of BS, in case you didn't know.
Correct.
Although I will take credit. Mike and I were number one at KFYI for basically 3.5 years. I'm just pointing that out. We, as the little guys, beat up the big guys, David versus Goliath type thing. I'm gonna humble brag about that, not so humbly, just a second. But the Caitlin Clark phenomenon proves what's wrong with the media, because everyone wants to talk about Caitlin Clark because Inside Edition, which is where that clip is from, they wanted viewers and they want to talk about the hot story. So they create this backstory of some kind of controversy, and they imply what Caitlin Clark is thinking, that look at her face. It means she's being cringy, or at the comment. Number one, how do you know what she's thinking?
Yeah.
Did you ask her about it? No, you didn't. You just manufactured controversy. And the reason this came to my attention, Mike, because I read this article in the Washington Post that called the media out for overreacting. And I'm like, wait, let me go look at the media overreacting. And then I found that. And then I found that reporter that they talk about, who writes for the Indy Star, wrote an apology that he's part of the problem, basically because he's a man. And I'm like, dude, have some conviction. This was just a dumb moment comment because you did this. Like, I like the Caitlin Clark's here. The biggest star on the planet is now playing in his city, and he gets to cover her. And he just didn't know what to say when she explained it. We've all been there. We've all done that, where you say that weird thing and you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Or but take your shot, bro. He took his shot. Who knows? She could have looked it over, like been like, yeah, nerdy white boy, what's going on? Yeah, I want you. Who knows, right? Hey, you the worst you can say is no.
Really,
and she should know you miss 1,000% of the shots you don't take.
That's exactly right. But that's
take your shot, buddy.
The point is, the media is basically worthless at this point. It's supposed to be a public service, but all they look for is stories on Twitter, X now, and see how many retweets it gets. I'm like, we got to talk about that tonight on Inside Edition, because a women's basketball player, the number one draft pick, who lost her title game 2 years in a row, mind you, had an interaction with a male reporter, so we can talk about white male privilege and how bad men are and how stupid men are.
The T word, brother. Toxic masculinity. That's what we should have. Tuesday should be Toxic Masculinity Tuesday, or Toxic Masculinity Monday. We should just whatever. No such thing. It's just masculinity. People get over it. Toughen up, buttercup. Caitlin, by the way, Caitlin's tougher than any dude in that room. She's a tough chick. She's a baller. Competitive is all competitive gets. She is, and most likely will, if she continues this trajectory, go down as the GOAT in WNBA history. But she'll only make $100 and something thousand a year.
And there's a lot of complaints about that. But this is economics.
No.
And
I mean,
Caitlin Clark might bring more fans in and might make the league more money, and she'll get paid more.
That would be awesome. Good for her. But that's the way it should be. That should be. Like, you look at the Dodgers. We got Shohei Ohtani. Shohei's already made his $70 million in jersey sales, for the love of God. In the tourism business from Japan to Dodger Stadium, $70 million has already been reached. We're good. He's good, or $700 million, whatever the hell it was. But it's been there. We're good. Yeah, because that's a profitable business. The NBA has been subsidizing the WNBA since its inception. Sorry. So if you want to go proportionate on pay, their pay should be zero because it's being subsidized by the NBA. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, good for Caitlin for at least keeping a smile on her face and just whatever. Like, come on, roll off.
And if it doesn't bother her, it shouldn't bother anybody else. And even if it bothers her, it still shouldn't bother anybody else, because the only person impacted by that guy's comment is Caitlin Clark. Not you, not your mama, not your papa, not your big brother, your big sister. The only person that impacts maybe is Caitlin Clark. It's absolutely ridiculous that the media has become a bunch of whatever that is. Like, come on, man. Because here's the other thing. Everything's about money. I was watching a lot of videos, Mike, of these college protests, these pro-Palestinian protests that have become really anti-Semitic in many places.
Oh, you mean locking arms and not allowing Jewish people to enter campus?
There's that.
Yeah, no.
It's no big. They're going to create safe quarters, though, at Columbia. That's what the police in New York were suggesting, or the campus was suggesting, we're gonna have a Jew passage only, where the Jews can come in here and nobody will bother them. By the way, my alma mater, Emerson College, there's a couple of students doing a sit-in in one of the alleys. They've put a bunch of tents in there. I'm like, oh, if only it was that easy to solve the Palestinian plight with a bunch of 18 to 20-year-old college kids putting up tents in the middle of alleys or Columbia University. But here's the bottom line behind all of this. It's always money. Division is a big business.
Yeah.
Think about how much money Mark Zuckerberg is worth. Facebook and Instagram, Meta, the company that owns those, the algorithm is based on emotion, based on division. So while you hate the other side and the other side hates you, Mark Zuckerberg's like, built my nuclear bunker, everybody, and just in case I drive so much hate, there's a nuclear war, I'll be fine, and I'm worth $200 billion. That's what I want people to understand, is that this division that has infected these 18 to 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds on college campuses, someone is making bank on that. And politicians also benefit too, because they use those emotions. They say, look at the other side. The other side supports Israel and wants to give them more money to bomb Gaza and kill Palestinian women and children. Donate to my campaign and I will stop it. Right. I won't stop it, but you can still donate to my campaign. So everybody wins except the Palestinians, except the college kids, because everybody's being played for dinero.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, they're the kids that are doing these protests, their grandkids will still have to deal with plight in the Middle East. They're going to have to deal with this same fight, because it ain't going away. It's not going away. And speaking of Zuckerberg,
can you pull up the Suffer PDF real quick? This is the guy who found
before I forget this real quick. Before I forget this, did you see Mark Zuckerberg's interview where the interviewer gave him the robot test before he'd start the interview?
I did not see that.
Put these if you're a robot. If you're not a robot, prove you're not a robot. Which of these squares has them? Oh my gosh! All right, let's go. Here we go. Buddy. There we go.
So this is the founder of, I think it's called NVIDIA. They make chips, and this guy is
crushing life right now.
Yeah, exactly right. But this is a great quote because it ties into a lot of these college students. Greatness comes from character, and character isn't formed out of smart people. It's formed out of people who suffered. These college students think they're suffering at 18. My college I went to when I went was $19,000 a year. It's now over $70,000. So any kid that gets to go to this college is not suffering. So they don't have character, and they don't understand that, especially with a bunch of younger generation people who got a trophy for being in 8th place.
Yeah.
Because losing is not really losing anymore.
Right. So you're one of the 99 valedictorians in a graduating club.
And, I think that was your kids and your niece experienced that, where there's not one valedictorian who
99.
Anybody else. There's 100 of them.
I don't know.
Everyone.
No, not 100. Don't go crazy, Rob. We're not woke. There was 99. Okay. And that, by the way, that was my sister-in-law's the graduation in Southern California. So it was. Speaking of Southern California. Gavin Newsom's Super PAC has a new commercial out, and it is all kind of awesome. Here we go.
We're almost there. You're gonna make it.
Trump Republicans want to criminalize young Alabama women who travel for reproductive care.
Miss, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle, take a pregnancy test.
Stop them by taking action at righttotravel.org.
Righttotravel.org. Ma'am, you're going to step out in the car here, you're going to take a pregnancy test. Holy.
And I'm going to watch you because I'm a perverted Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. Mind if I get this on my OnlyFans? Here we go.
There's not even comment you can make about that stupidity.
But that's the thing. This is, I mean, the Democrats said they were going to seize on this. Abortion was going to be a thing. I am expecting the Arizona move, which has been weeks old now. It's going to die weeks old unless the governor vetoes this legislation that's rolling through down the Capitol. It'll be just weeks long. Okay, a court said that we can't make legislation. You all have to do that. So we got to go back to the old law until y'all fix it. I got to give you some encouraging news. So I was speaking to my buddy who is a liaison to the state legislature for Game and Fish, and I'll have him on the Go Show tomorrow to talk about this. Not this, but he said, look, there's a lot of legislation with conservation, lots of legislation with roads, lots of legislation with things that we need right now that are all on the back burner because it's all hands on deck to get something to the governor's office, to get it back to the 15-week, to get it back to just where it was. And everybody seemed to be okay with it until the courts got involved. So, yeah, they're on it. They're on like blue bonnet, but it's going to stick kind of like SB 1070. You know, the MSNBCs and Joy Reid will go to Arizona still banned. You know, they banned MAGA Republicans banned abortions, all that stuff. So that these are the commercials you're going to see.
All right, politics is all about exposing each other's weaknesses, and that's it. So for our side, it's economy, it's inflation, it's gas prices, which is why we talk about it all the time, because it makes the other side look bad. This is our side. If the problem is already solved, you would actually have a moderated debate like, wow, Arizona Republicans actually did something and protected women's right to choose. They have nothing to say, but because this prolonged and it takes so long and procedure this and procedure that, we want to make sure we do it the right way. Okay. You know what Mike and I did sometimes during the pandemic? We stayed up late and make sure we got you the right information because it was pertinent to the show the next day. Stay up late, write the legislation the right way, get it done. If you want to win elections, that's all. It's really ridiculous to even be considering losing to people like Katie Hobbs, the worst governor of all time.
Katie Hobbs in a 4D chess move, if she were to veto this and they keep that 1800s rule in place, she can just, I mean, no one's going to know she vetoed it. That's not going to make headlines. It's just the Republicans didn't put a good enough bill together. So they want, this kind of stuff. They did it all intentionally. She can play it, but she's not smart enough. She's dumb in a bag of hammers. Here's the bad news. She is, come on. I'm still the governor. Yeah. So here's the bad news. Each of these bills that goes to the Arizona House and Senate has to have 3 readings. Okay. You have first reading, second reading, third reading. Go figure. They can't be read on the same day. The House and Senate are only meeting on Wednesdays, once a week. So you can have your first reading on Wednesday. Wait till next Wednesday for your second reading. Wait till next Wednesday until your third reading, and then it can go to committee, come out, and
yeah. And this is a part-time body we have in our state.
Yeah.
They meet until maybe June, maybe July, sometimes May. And, you could repeal that law, too. You could change the rules whenever you want.
Yeah, but there's no money in that, though.
No.
No. But I mean, that's the thing, though. So I mean, but I actually was encouraged that there were people actually working on this. That was something.
But it's so funny because I got a text this week. I have to look it up. But nonetheless, it was here it is. So my state legislature is Senator Shauna Bolick, my district.
Okay.
She was one of the 2 or 3 Republicans that wanted to move a 15-week ban forward to repeal the 1864 law. So they're trying to raise money on that from the right. My name is Bonnie with Students for Life Action. Bad news. Your Republican legislator, Senator Shauna Bolick, voted with the entire Democrat caucus to bring abortion back to Arizona. And then blah, 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 blah. So Republicans fighting Republicans because Shauna Bolick isn't Republican enough, because Shauna Bolick understands strategy, that you fight these things from the inside, because most people in the state, most people in the country don't support an outright ban of abortion. So unless you're going to convince me with a good argument, which takes time to change people's minds, ask Mike about me and guns and how long it took him to get me to change my mind about owning a firearm. It takes a while. You got to play that. Your kids be like, well, nope. But see, like Mike and I say all the time, always comes back to dinero.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course it does. And I want to say that, you talk about the division in the Republican Party and the rift in the Republican Party and the infighting in the Republican Party. Please understand this. If this got you down, I mean, there is a rift in the Republican Party. There is. I mean, there's everybody's food fight. Y'all got to understand it's equal on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
This Israel-Palestine thing is shredding the Democrats. And can you imagine being a Ro Khanna, somebody who's very intelligent like Ro Khanna? He's a socialist moron, but I mean, he's an intelligent guy. He speaks from his heart. And have to defend the Biden administration constantly. They hate each other. They hate this administration. They can't stand this knucklehead. And they are tearing each other up, especially when it comes to $60 billion that we just sent to Ukraine. And then we're waving Ukrainian flags on the House floor. Woo! Are you bleeping joking? I saw a video from Kyiv, a news report about Kyiv. There are more bars and restaurants opened in Ukraine than there were pre-invasion.
Well, people need to drink more in the middle of a war.
They're doing fine. Everybody's out there. Kids are all clubbing. Yeah.
I look
It's
at
a
it
joke.
Well, and that's, I mean, I really think our whole government has become that, because we're going to fund the war. You know, we're not going to stop that. I understood that. And the strategy from some of the Republicans just doesn't make, again, it doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to try to convince me that this isn't a great long-term strategy because of spending in America, then add other things into it. Because what did we talk about last week, Mike? It was that something in the Pentagon, it was like a bag of something or other. And it's really these tiny bushings.
$100 bag.
$90,000, right? $100 bag, $90,000. Okay. Let's go through all of the things, not just Ukraine, that the United States is spending your taxpayer dollars on that are ridiculous. Because the really important fact is, I looked at Schweikert sends us the number every day. Congressman Schweikert, I have to look it up for today. It is, in the last year, the past 365 days, your government has borrowed $3.13 trillion on your behalf. $65 billion is that Ukraine package.
Yeah.
But overall, $3.13 trillion just to run the government. That's the problem. The problem isn't the $65 billion. The problem is all of it. So if you're a Republican right now and you're trying to make this case, make the whole case, not the part-time case.
Speaking of part-time, how about this? My kid is volleyball season's about to end. He is going to attempt to get his first job.
Really?
Yes. And apparently he's going up against let's call it people like this.
So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is really starting to annoy me. So I applied for a...
Wait, starting to annoy you. Is it the bull ring thing that's annoying you? Is that annoying? Is it getting infected? Is it that you bedazzled your cheeks? Look at this. This is fascinating.
Job at TJ Maxx a few weeks ago, and they denied my application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired?
Pick me. Pick me.
Mike Russell, please. You're the hiring manager at TJ Maxx. Why would you not hire young Jebra?
Yeah, you know something, darling. Your forehead tattoo is actually pretty. It's actually a very attractive tattoo. Placement. I'm questioning. Very attractive tattoo. The satanic, the demonic thing on your throat. And then the Satan goat thing right below that, and then how it extends up onto your face, and then your face looks like a pincushion, sweetheart. It just really does. We do not want you as a customer facing person here at TJ Maxx. Thank you. Try Spencer's.
Do they still have Spencer's?
Hot Topic. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Tell me a Tupac shirt.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay.
I see a lot of young people wearing Tupac shirts. I'm like, you don't know nothing about
I don't know that. Well, Kamala Harris does, listen to Biggie and Tupac.
Back in 88, before Tupac was even out.
Exactly. Just last year, I was talking to Biggie. I was at an event. Tupac was there. He's the headliner. This is who John is up against. This is my son is up against right now. This is not gene pool. I apologize, young lady. This is actually the
what I want to know what it is underneath the skull on her neck. Like, what is the bottom part of that tattoo? She got the eyes.
That's that satanic goat thing. That's the goat.
No.
You've seen.
Yeah, above that. Like, what is the bottom part of that neck tattoo? Like,
that's a tongue coming out.
That's a tongue. Oh,
I think so.
The devil's
maybe
tongue.
not. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, and
what
then
about the
hold
tattoo
on.
her shoulder there. That's just black. What's that all?
But that's the funniest part of this whole video. Hang tight. Let me see what that is. No, I don't really know what that is. Anyway, no, that's the funniest part. That's a cover up. That's a cover up.
Oh,
so there's actually something. Look at all the things that she has on her face. That's something she was embarrassed of and had to cover it up.
What could that possibly be? That was her Jesus tattoo. She changed sides.
Yeah, exactly. I've been traded. I've been traded. Got to ink this up. Oh my gosh. That's it. Okay, so did you see oh my goodness, Machine Gun Kelly? Did you see his recent tattoo?
No.
It's that whole all black, his entire torso. I'm not kidding.
That's expensive.
That's expensive and painful. Like my left leg is sleeved, but and that hurt like a mother. He had his entire body, like nipples and all. It's black. Yeah.
That's cultural appropriation at its finest, isn't it?
That's basically black torso, not black face. Black torso. Is that going to get you in trouble? It's not black face. It's black torso.
And
black
he's
torso.
a rapper too, right? So he's already appropriating a culture.
Is he really?
Now he's trying to get fake melanin on his skin.
Okay, Grizz said a lot of people like to do a blackout. Okay. All right. Hold on a second here. Here you go.
It's like, oh, like you just like don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had like more experience than you.
Nope, you lying.
And, you know, I asked her if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos. She said that wasn't the reason. I don't feel like that's true, but whatever. I'll leave it at that. So I'm just wondering how like teenagers and young adults who haven't had a job before, how are they supposed to get employed if these places are only hiring people with experience? So
okay, come on, here we go. Pick me,
Mike Russell.
Thank you. That same thing that Rob and I both ran into is when you have no experience, you basically have to beg, borrow, and steal, find a job that will just get you in the door to get 1 day of experience of employment. This is nothing new. This is nothing new at all. But I mean, okay, she could have zero experience. She could have had people. I have no idea where I was going to go with that, but it's the tattoos. Just, I tell my daughter wants a tattoo. I'm like, fine, you're 18, you get a tattoo. That's fine. Let's just get to somewhere where when you're on an interview, they aren't seeing it. Sorry, we're still in that spot. We're still in that spot. Again, I have several, but it's not something you can see if I'm on a job interview, right?
Well, and decisions matter. And this is the important part of life. So if you decide that you're going to tattoo your forehead, there's going to be some consequences. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, but it's just real. And it's obvious to know that if you do that, as much as you may like your devil tattoo on your neck, some company might not want you to be the public-facing person that interacts with customers, because some customers might go, yeah, maybe I'm not going to come back to TJ Maxx because that person has 6 devil tattoos and 19 piercings in their face. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying I would do that, but I'm saying from a company standpoint, they might go, we're not really sure about your decision-making ability, so you're not going to be hired. So go work in the back office somewhere.
Yeah, thank you. Manufacturing is fine. Actually, become a welder. Do some. Go to a trade school, sister. You're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. I'm not hiring you.
Tattoo artist, for crying out loud.
Thank you. I'm not hiring you at TJ Maxx. You're not going to be a customer-facing person. No. Unless you are the receptionist at or greeter at a tattoo shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
But I mean, I get the point, right? But that's it. It's getting into radio. My first job was pressing buttons, playing commercials, Saturday nights, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Exactly what every new college graduate wants. Instead of going out to the club, going out to the bar, hanging out with your girlfriend named Amy. No. You're going to work. You're going to work at 7 o'clock at night on Saturday, and you're going to stay there till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's how you pay your dues.
Yeah.
And for most of us that get into that business, it's some weird shift. I know, Mike, you were doing fill-ins 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on KFYI back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to do that. If you're willing to do it, they'll give you a shot.
Hey, wait, Merry Christmas, everybody. All right, here's it. Joe Biden in the news today.
Yeah. Christmas days, Christmas Eves. My first shot I took was the first Christmas Eve I worked. And my boss, I had developed and I'd done some news. He's like, you want to do a couple segments? Go ahead. I'm like, okay. Did an hour. And he called me and he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got excited. And he's all right. It was pretty good because I took that shot. I got my first weekend show. It was a sports show and that progressed. So that's the normal way to prove yourself is when that door opens a little bit, you kick it in.
Circle K, actually, Lynn's coming up with a good idea here because let me think about this. So Circle K, 7-Eleven, things like that. Because here's the deal. If I want to rob the joint and I walk in and see her, I'm going to turn around. I'm not scaring her. If I have a gun or a knife, I am not scaring her. She's like, you ready to use that? Because you know how much this hurts.
She's scaring you.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They will turn around. I mean, like I said, as the guy with tattoos, I walk in and go, damn, all right. You're committed. Good for you. Okay, right on. That thing on the forehead had to just absolutely kill.
Mm-hmm.
And down here, I hate shaving this part of my neck. And a tattoo, because when it went on mine, when it went on the shin, that's a lot of real estate down there. I got long legs. That is a lot of real estate going there. Yeah. It's bad. And then right up behind the knee on that really sensitive part of the skin.
Mm.
Yeah. So I look at her and I'm like, okay, well, kind of good on you. The Machine Gun Kelly thing is like, okay, well, it's impressive.
If that's
but you're not going to face my customers.
Yeah. And I think that's reasonable. So for her, she's got to look at that, right? Say, all right, what are my opportunities? Maybe it's working at a radio station, 7:00 at night on a Saturday, pressing some buttons, playing some commercials because no one's going to see you. There are millions of opportunities. Plus, you could go into business for yourself if you really want to. But it is funny because how old do you think that she was? And she doesn't have any job experience. Like,
right.
What are kids doing now? They're not getting jobs in high school. Like you said, John's getting his job. So what is he going to apply for? Is he going to apply for TJ Maxx just to prove a point?
No, he's right. Yeah, I would actually send him right to TJ Maxx just for an experiment for the Brewmance. This is what he's going to do. Okay, intern Nuge, he goes by. So intern Nuge, you're going to go to, TJ Maxx is where we're going to send him. But like Sportsman's Warehouse, Dutch Bros, that kind of stuff. Just some entry level stuff. His sister worked at Dutch Bros. Might be a spot for him.
I love it. But and that's all part of it because you learn how the work world works, obviously, right? We've all done it. I would love actually Grizz, Greg, Justin, Lynn, Deanna. What were your first jobs? I would love
What was your first job? Was OG?
Supermarket. I was a supermarket bagger. That was the first gig. And then I moved up to cashier, got an extra 10 cents an hour. And then I got to stock the shelves after that. Worked in produce a little bit. Worked in the deli, which is the worst because you smell like deli meat for like 4 days. Terrible.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love that smell. That's good. Okay, so I did for my parents. I worked for my parents through high school. They had a wheel company. So I was in the back warehouse. I was in the back warehouse, like with the staple gun, stapling boxes together, polishing rims. It was hot. But I never needed movie money, never needed gas money, but they didn't pay me. But that's how I earned what I got to go do. And then my first job was the Shore Shop in Seal Beach, California. And I was the shoe department assistant manager.
Nice.
Yeah. Shoe department. That's right. Al Bundy jokes for days. And you can bring him too, because Al Bundy was a legend. So it's all good. Oh, God.
So we got Deanna, Village Inn pizza cook. That's a good one.
Okay. Pizza cook. Village Inn has a pizza cook. I think that's more interesting. Tell me about that. Are you serious? There's a pizza cook
ever eaten at a Village Inn.
I was just telling the Village Inn story because the Village Inn by my house just went out of business.
Oh,
and it went out of business. I tell you this because I remember intern Nuge when he was a little kid. He finished like baseball, little league, or something like that. And part of the certificate they gave everybody had a Village Inn coupon for a free breakfast, right? And he was so excited. He's like, "Dad, can we go? Dad, can we go? Dad, can we go?" And I said, "All right, let's go check it out." And Deanna, hopefully you can back me up on this. So I went in there and he ordered chocolate chip pancakes, and he gets and they're just pancakes. There's no chocolate chips in there. So I asked the waitress, I was like, "Hey, listen, he ordered chocolate chip pancakes." She goes, "Those are chocolate chip pancakes." I said, there's no chocolate chips in here. She goes, I saw the chef put them in myself. And I said, one thing, let's get it clear. One thing right out of the gate. You don't have a chef here at Village Inn, okay? But let's get the second thing clear. I'm pulling it apart and there's no chocolate chips. No lie. She goes in the back, comes in and brings us a little cup full of chocolate chips, and that was it. That's why Village Inn is not in business anymore. Holy
right. I think there's a clarification from Deanna. Old chain Village Inn Pizza Parlor.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. I was like, Village Inn has pizzas?
I know.
Yeah.
We got Grizz was paper route. Greg cleaning toilets at a donut shop. Now, Greg.
$1.65 an hour?
I know. Do you speak French, Greg? I'm just curious, because I know Greg's book is Why He Came to America, because Montreal is Montreal.
Well, he was cleaning the wee. No?
Good
okay.
one.
These are the jokes. I don't guarantee them. I have the dad jokes here. Come on.
Yep.
Nobody
Lynn
come
had
with
the
me.
best job of all time, though. Sleeping in.
Yeah. Okay.
It's my favorite job, too.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's see.
Sweep the floor of a
farm labor. Kim, telling you, farm kids, farm people are the best people in the world.
Man, that's tough. Secondhand store is Lynn. Detasseled corn. What? Wow. You just like tore open corn? Is that what detasseling is?
Yeah, I saw and I don't think I have it. I don't know if I have it, but I think I have a video of how sunflower seeds are harvested. That was a trip. Okay, so Friday nooner we'll have the sunflower seed thing. I got to show that to you. It's just blew me away. They beat the living, what out of these things, and just all these sunflower seeds. This woman was like sitting on a pile, like a mountain of sunflower seeds.
Maybe
I will never complain.
That way.
What's that? Huh?
You can get your aggression out that way. You're like,
nope. Probably the most level people in the world right here, because all they're doing is just beating it. Yeah. But I will never complain about how much a bag of sunflower seeds is, ever. Like, I'm like, okay, I see what we got going on here. I do. Waffle House. Love me some Waffle House.
I went to the Waffle House for the first time on Bell Road off the I-17 about 2-3 years ago. I'd never been to one. So my neighbor one day was like, what do you want to eat? It was like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, yeah. It's like, and Amy was like, let's go to Waffle House. I'm like, why have I been not doing this my whole life?
What is it? Scattered, smothered, covered, diced, and something else. What's that? Help me out, y'all. Scattered, covered, and smothered. Smothered, scattered, and covered. How'd it go? How you order your hash brown? So one diced has onions. There's grape. There's a bunch of stuff on there. And who's calling you Mr. Rob?
I don't know. Karenia.
Okay. Hi. Okay, Mr. Rob. All right. Don't they shake them? Shake them who? Shake
some more.
Yeah. No. The Taylor Swift is taking on Queen Kim. That's awesome.
I do love that. And the tortured. I did see this analysis of her new album dropped last week. She is not tortured, nor is she a poet. The tortured, whatever it's called, tortured.
Is it called the tortured poet? Shut up. Is it really what it's called?
You're definitely not.
The tortured poet.
Yeah, I'm gonna
tortured. Can't keep a boyfriend.
I tried to listen to my first track because I'll admit there's a couple of Taylor Swift songs on her last album that I like.
Okay,
but I got like a minute in. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
No, I had to listen to another country song on the Beyonce country album.
Oh, really?
It was awful. It was with Miley Cyrus. Something about your shotgun or number 2 or something like that. It was god awful. That was a terrible song. And you know me, I like all kinds of music. I'm not bagging it because somebody's doing country, shouldn't be doing country. And then she sang Jolene.
Actually, I thought her version was good, but Miley Cyrus has a version. My brother showed me on YouTube. Miley Cyrus version, fantastic.
No, Miley Cyrus version of Jolene's dope.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and Rob knows this. Like I don't get starstruck. And Rob doesn't get starstruck. It's just not a thing. And we've just not a thing. I would be intimidated as all get out. Miley Cyrus walked in the room. I'm not kidding. I don't know why. She intimidates I don't know why. There's no reason, literally no reason, but there's just something about her attitude, her demeanor, this is just like, yeah.
She comes across like she does not give a what at all. No.
I don't think you can get under her skin.
No big deal. Tortured Poets Department.
Got it. Okay, because I would like if Queen Bee walked in, Beyonce walked in, I'd be like, nice to meet you. It was great. This and that. And Miley Cyrus walked in. I just turned the other way.
I don't. I think that probably the person that I would be flustered by would be my boy Andre 3000 because he's my favorite artist from Outkast. I'd be like, what do I say? How do I start? I have so many things I want to ask you. I don't know what to do.
I've seen Rob short for words probably 5-ish times. I couldn't even get to half a dozen. But no lie. If Andre 3000 walked in, Rob would turn into a mess. I would. I want to hire Andre 3000 just to come in, just to see how Rob reacts to it. Because Rob has kept his composure through so much stuff that we've been together. And we've been through and we've done on air and we've done off air. Rob is a composed dude. No, I think that's the one I bet. Probably the same as I would do with Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even, it's not like I'm attracted to Miley Cyrus. It's just like she's just intimidating. I don't know why.
It's the wrecking ball, man. As she comes swinging through on that big wrecking ball in the video.
Yeah. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Elon Musk a little bit, though?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because in Elon we trust. Elon is getting taken on by several nations. Now, Australia is suing our man Elon.
People responded appropriately to the calls by the e-safety commissioner. X chose not to. They stand, I think, I find it extraordinary.
Nope, not extraordinary.
That X chose not to comply and trying to argue their case. We know.
Okay, this poor guy is trying. There was a streamed video of a church stabbing. Okay, the Australian government went to all of the social media platforms, said pull it. X immediately pulled it from Australia. Globally, it's available. They said your government said to us, and we're complying with your government. We're doing this. We're an American company. We're a free speech first company. We're a First Amendment company. You don't like it, dude. Kick sand. And now they're suing him. I think the fines are up to something like $500,000 a day. This is dumb. There's no reason for any of this. Zero. Dude, it's out in your country. It's not in your country anymore. Go away. Fine. Good. Go more and do your thing. Make your country safer.
It's a very strange time to be alive. And Mike, you bring this up often, right? It's freedom. 1789 really is when it goes into effect. Established 1776. But since 1789, it's been this slow crawl backwards. I mean, look at all the anti-Semitism going on. History, humans, we're all cyclical. So we're at this point now. We're like, freedom. I don't really like it anymore because it's hard.
Freedom's hard.
You got to put up with people you disagree with. And then there's guys like Elon Musk that run this platform that you can't just control. And we don't really like that anymore. And I love that Elon, this proves the point perfectly. What is it? 8-9 years ago, Elon was the coolest guy because he finally made an electric car, number one, worth buying, and number two, that actually works. He actually built an infrastructure to support that system all on his own, his company, right? And now he's the worst guy on the planet.
Yeah.
And that proves everything you need to know about the current media debate.
And
they're all hypocrites, they're all crazy, and they're all wimps.
And governments have just become tyrannical.
Yes.
Governments have all powerful nonsense. Because Elon's just calling them out. He's like, people can put whatever they want on my site. It's fine. If it is, we do have rules. If they break those rules, we're going to go ahead and stop that. We're going to bar somebody from this, but we're going to stop it and shut it down. Unless it's the dude that actually did the church stabbing, take his account down, which they probably did. But the video is out there. They're going to take that video off of every single person that shared it and whatever they did. And that's, hey, they take the good with the bad. This is an American company. If you don't like American company values, then don't be on Twitter, which is the funniest thing in the world. Remember when all the liberals, we will never be on Twitter. Elon Musk will never, we'll never go on Twitter. Oh, they're there. They're spending their money. Got their little certification.
I've got 90,000 followers. I can't just abandon them.
It is, but it is a business model that dude doesn't care about. He's already written off the $44 billion. He's like, whatever. He's like, I can lose money. I don't care. The advertisers, like he said, go F yourself. He told the advertisers that are walking away with him because of his stance, go blank yourself. He said, is that clear enough? He said, I don't need you. I really don't. It's nice I get a little bit of money back, but other than that, I mean, the company is still worth in the neighborhood of. It's not like he's losing $44 billion. Someone to buy that in a heartbeat.
Well, I think his plan is to ultimately make X like the one app that you want to use. So it's going to add features down the line, because now you're like, I got to go to this app. I got to go to that app. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's very inconvenient. So if you can make something convenient for me, I might do it.
Okay. Well, how about the semiconductor? Did you hear this today? The semiconductor chip? You know, the big monstrosity of a plant we now have in the West Valley here in Arizona. The thing's just ungodly. It's just unbelievably ugly. So many jobs and Biden, $1 billion in infrastructure, blah, 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 blah. What happened to Susan Sarandon? Anyway, so but Elon Musk said, we've developed our own. And moving forward, it's in all new Teslas. It's just moving forward today. He said, we moved over a month ago. He goes, in our chip is leaps and years and years ahead of what's being manufactured today. That's why we win 30. This giant plant being built is already building chips that I think actually Congressman Schweiker said to us, nobody wants. They're already outdated.
Yeah.
It's already gone.
Subsidized by your money that's borrowed against your children's and grandchildren's future.
Yeah. Dan, it's off of the 303 and I-17.
Massive.
It's just absurd. You can't miss it. It's bigger than the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, right, Rob? It's got to be bigger.
It's pretty big. It's like 1 million square feet or some ridiculous thing.
Yeah. All right. So what do we cover today? Let's see here. The Biden administration is racist. There's going after companies where that they say if you want to follow the law, well, that's just discriminatory. Gavin Newsom super PAC is dumb enough to think that we the people are going to think that if you get pulled over going to have an abortion somewhere, you're going to get pulled over and have to have a pregnancy test on the side of the road. Don't get neck tattoos of the devil if you want to get a job accompanied with forehead tattoos, and then make your face a pincushion if you're a young person trying to get a job.
Yeah, let that be a lesson, everyone out there.
Yeah. Please. And Elon Musk is going to save the world. So, Robbie, you got to get out of here. So let's make this happen. Y'all, hey, let's do this again, can we? On Friday at noon for the Nooner. The Russell and Hunter's The Brewmance Friday Nooner. I know it's an abbreviated show, but we got this thing. Buckeye is getting filled with ugly warehouses. Hey, listen, what do they call that? Something 303. Something 303. Anyway. No, it's a big thing. I mean, they're huge companies, though. I mean, these are big warehouses getting stamped with big thing. But don't worry, Buckeye gonna be all right, Dan. Don't you worry about it. Buckeye gonna be just fine. Yeah,
Phoenix Buckeye will be named our market region within 10 years, probably.
Yeah, Mayor Osborne is doing a fantastic job out there, and trust me, he's gonna. It's good stuff. And there's a former mayor that's going to be inducted into the Arizona Outdoor Hall of Fame. In August, that he basically said, okay, I know you annexed all of this, but outdoor recreation is still going to be a big part, not just houses on top of building on top of a strip mall. It's outdoor recreation is going to be a big part of our
bigger land area than Phoenix. I think Phoenix is 512. I think Buckeye is 600 square miles.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Basically like the Anaheim to Los Angeles or the Fort Worth to Dallas. It's going to be, it is it. So, Boeing. Yes. Very good. All right. Hey, thank you all. Appreciate you. Friday noon, Russell and Hunter's Brewmance, the Nooner. We'll see you then. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe.